The Minister of Education, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh, has cautioned residents of Manhyia and its environs against wanton disposal of waste. He indicated Ghana cannot continue to lose its teeming workforce to death caused by unsanitary conditions. Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh emphasized the need for everyone to ensure high sanitized environment. The Manhyia South Member of Parliament said this during a clean-up exercise to mark the birthday of the Asantehene Otumfuo II, which coincides with the celebration of the 19 years of his occupation of the Golden Stool. Prince Apia now reports.
Residents and party faithfuls of the New Patriotic Party in the Manhyia South constituency embarked on a clean-up exercise in and around Manhyia. It was spearheaded by the Education Minister, who doubles as the Member of Parliament for Manhyia South, Dr. Matthew Opoku-Prempeh. The move was to honor the Asantehene as he celebrates his 68th birthday, which coincides with the 19th anniversary celebration of his ascension onto the Golden Stool. Dr. Opoku-Prempeh says it was important that the august occasion was marked in a clean environment to leave a lasting impression on the minds of august visitors during the occasion. The exercise started at St. Anne's Anglican School and ended at the Manhyia Palace, the seat of the Asante King. Amid fanfare, cleared gutters and weeds, the MP said it was a responsibility of every individual to clean up the environment and caution the residents against the wanton disposal of waste.
Today's exercise primarily coincides with the 19th anniversary of his ascension to the Golden Stool of Otumfuo who is my grandfather. The people of the New Patriotic Party in the Manhyia constituency elected to do a clean-up exercise around Manhyia to give it a clean environment for the anniversary that starts this week. It also coincides with His Majesty's birthday. So the cleanup is to give it a fitting, serene environment for celebrations ahead.
Ahead of the New Patriotic Party's elections in Koforidua, Dr. Opoku-Prempeh is expectant of a successful elections as he called on members to come together.
The party is poised to conduct this national election from the 15th to the 17th June in Koforidua. So far, since we started, we've had elections in the polling stations, electoral areas, constituencies, regions which happened to have passed off last week uneventfully.
The Institute for Educational Planning and Administration at the University of Cape Coast is rolling out programs that will make people in academia share their research findings with society to solve societal problems. Research findings in many universities across Ghana, according to the Institute, gather dust on shells and are not used for anything beneficial to society. Speaking at the Institute's Student Innovation and Creativity Expo, Senior Fellow at the Institute for Educational Planning and Administration, Dr. Mike Boakye-Yadom, revealed the Institute is following best practices around the world. Richard Kwejonakon has more.
Many universities across the country engage in research. These researches are either published or not published. Many are also kept on the shelves at the university libraries and remain there. But the Institute for Educational Planning and Administration at the University of Cape Coast says such practices in many tertiary institutions in Ghana ought to stop. The universities, according to Dr. Mike Boakye-Yadom, should open their doors for society to benefit from what they do.
Now, the main purpose of doing this is to provide and offer an opportunity for our students to exhibit their creativity and innovation to the university community and also to the general public. So we realize that the presenters, who are our students mainly, MPhil students and PhD students, are presenting their research work and research findings to the university community and the general public. But looking forward, we are going to involve more stakeholders. We are going to involve the Ministry of Education, the Ghana Education Service, because we believe that these findings definitely will inform policy and practice, and we need to involve practitioners in education so they can all benefit from these research findings. So it is one way of trying to work around that perception that research work is not just on the shelves, but we bring them out for people to know what is happening so that we can benefit from these research findings.
Benedict Owusu and her group at the Institute, for instance, researched on the journey of the implementation of government-free SHS so far. Their findings and recommendations were shared with stakeholders in education that were present.
Ever since the implementation of the policy, a lot of criticisms are going on, are being heard on the media, and a lot of people are saying so many other things. So the researchers wanted to go on the ground and find out what really is happening. It's placing a lot of pressure on the existing infrastructure, and it's also making class discipline in the schools difficult, because the teacher-student ratio has also gone up. And so it's making it difficult for teachers to evaluate or assess their pupils.
Director of the IEPA, Brother Michael Amachi, was upbeat that the nation was going to see a lot of development should research findings be made public to help solve societal challenges. Richard Kwejenyako, Joy News, Cape Coast.
Well, in Northern Ghana, a 4-member agriculture census management team has been inaugurated in the Upper West region. The inauguration of the team became necessary following the retirement of some members. The consensus, or the census of agriculture, essentially will specifically provide information on the rural sector and the structure of agriculture in Ghana. Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Amidu Chenya Isahaku urged residents to support the management team, supervisors and enumerators to enable them accomplish the task given them. Rafiq Salam now reports from Wa.
The overall objective of the census of agriculture is to produce and disseminate complete and reliable agriculture data to meet the needs of policymakers and other users, to support informed decision-making and for monitoring development programs aimed at further developing agriculture in rural areas. The agriculture census program was started in 2016 and will last for 48 months. Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Amidu Chine Isaku said the census will, among other things, specifically provide information on the rural sector and the structure of agriculture. He explains the program will be in 4 phases.
Phase 1 started with preparatory activities, including the development of project documents and census instruments that span the period of 2016 to 2017. Phase 2, which is the current phase, will involve carrying out complete enumeration of households and institutions, commercial farms, to collect information on basic indicators on agricultural holdings, including 1. Identification and location of agricultural holdings. 2. Legal status of agricultural holder.
The 4-member regional management team are made up of the Chief Director of the Upper West Regional Coordinating Council, Alhaji Abdullahi Abubakar, Upper West Regional Director of Agriculture, Emmanuel Sasu Yabuo, Upper West Regional Director of the Statistical Service, Jeremiah Sisuzere, and Upper West Regional Director of Information Service, Beni Isifu. Upper West Regional Director of the Ghana Statistical Service, Jeremiah Sisuzere, said 26 supervisors and 130 enumerators have already been deployed to the field to start the phase of the field work.
Field work is divided into 2 sessions. The first 30 days will comprise what we call listing of structures and households, where they are going to make sure they count all the structures we have in the region, and as well as identify households who are into agriculture.
A similar event also took place at Wuchao in the Wawes district. District Chief Executive Edward Labiru Sobo urged the people to give the census management team and the enumerators the needed support to enable them execute the task assigned to them.
I am confident that they will be able to perform the tasks that have been assigned to them successfully. And I expect that all of us in the district will give them the necessary support and encouragement to enable them to perform the tasks being assigned to them.
Reporting for JoyNews, Rafik Salam. Wow.
And in the Volta region, the district chief executive for Agotime's Yopi, Dixon Jokpe, has warned residents in the jurisdiction against the smuggling of government-subsidized fertilizer to neighboring Togo. According to him, smuggling of the fertilizers would impede the prospect of government's policies and programs in the agricultural sector. Dr. Jokpe gave the warning in Agotime, Apagame, during a community engagement.
About 5,000 farmers have been registered under the Planting for Food and Jobs program, with 4,797 bags of NPK and 1,639 bags of urea fertilizer supplied to the district. All bags of the urea fertilizer and 4,757 bags of the NPK were distributed to 1,200 farmers who met the requirements, leading to increase in yield. Emmanuel Lai is the Agotime Joffrey District Director of Agriculture.
The OPB, normally the yield is around between 1.2 to 1.5 tons per hectare. But 2017, because of the Planting for Food and Jobs, those fields that were not affected, we had over between 2.2 to 2.5 tons per hectare. Then for the hybrid, after the hybrid, it's not common here anyway. But when we did the yesterday, we had over 3.5 tons per hectare for the hybrid.
However, rumors of smuggling fertilizer to neighboring Togo threatens the prospects of the Planting for Food and Jobs programs in the district, where about 80% of its livelihood depends on agriculture. Though no one has been caught smuggling fertilizer, the interrelationship between residents in border communities in both countries makes it difficult for authorities to identify persons engaging in the illegal act. In this vein, the district chief executive, Dixon Jokpe, indicated the assembly and border securities had intensified surveillance, hence anybody caught smuggling subsidized fertilizer would not be spared.
Me to a border.
You are not restricted from using the fertilizer on your farms in Togo, but when you are seen transporting 5 or 10 bags across the border, officials will question you.
5 bags.
Traditional authorities have pledged their support to ensure the fertilizers are not smuggled but used for the intended purpose. Fred Kwame Asari, JoyNews, Agotime, Apegame.
The Ashanti Regional Minister is proposing the Ghana Police Service consider cadet corps and community protection personnel for enlistment. Simon Osei-Mensah says he doesn't understand why resources are invested for police and military to train these youngsters who are left to their fate. He was speaking at the passing out of newly trained Community Protection Corps in Kumasi. Kwesi Debra has more in this report.
Mr. Osei-Mensah believes government can recoup such investment if the trainees absorb into state security agencies.
Most often, we train these people and then we leave them to their own future. These are not the only examples. When you go into our institution, especially the second side of the institution, we have various cadet groups who are often trained by personnel from the police and military services. And when it comes to enlistment into these services, these people are left out. I think all of them need to be considered in future enlistment into the security services.
860 recruits underwent 3 weeks of intensive training. They will complement the work of the police service in local community. Shanti Regional Director of the Youth Employment Agency, Joseph Nelson, warns the recruits not to pose as police officers.
Their mandate is not to go out there and post it as though they are police people, and that is the warning we are giving them. They are not police personnel, they are simply community police personnel.
Reporting for Joy News, Kwesi Deborah.
Well, that's it for the early morning news we have. We have some newspapers around. So we'll be doing review of the newspapers. We'll look at the front and back pages, and then we'll look at myjoyonline.com and the other online portals. But please get interactive. Facebook JoyNews on TV is a regular page on Facebook, and you can also catch us live through a regular channel on YouTube, My Joy Online TV. We're taking a break. When we come back, the newspapers up next.